Coming up next, Burger King.
Rated E for everyone. You've always wondered who's behind the mask. The answer is you. When hunger strikes, it's up to you to strike back. Hide, creep, sneak, Sneak King. Make it a gift for $3.99 when you buy any value meal. Only at BK.
Okay, Tim, a lot of people who talk to me about this commercial are totally creeped out by it, and about 50% say he's a serial killer and 50% say a mass murderer. Which side do you come down on?
Well, I come down on both. He's a little bit of each, I think,
killer.
because, mass murderers kill a bunch of people at once, and serial killers do few victims. But I think he's killing them all. I actually think that's part of the success of this ad campaign is Burger King actually knows how creepy this guy is. I mean, they've got to at this point, and it's a very effective campaign because it's all over the internet. The Burger King has become a cliche on the internet with people writing different things on it and everything. So in that sense, it's been very successful. I would say about the video game, though, that I think this is the one video game that might provoke violence in people. Especially if they got it as a gift.
Well, the entrance tell me that you can force people to eat burgers. That's part of the game.
Well, and that's where the violence comes from. Yeah. Having to eat those burgers, then you become violent. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, from the beginning, he's been incredibly creepy. Yeah. And the commercials of people raising their shades in the morning, and there he is, with the unmoving face and just standing there. And I think he belongs in a video game. There's something it's like, okay, this is okay, where the idea that I might wake up in the morning and see him outside my window, that was not okay. But if I have a controller and a joystick, then it's a little safer.
And a 2-inch screen. You keep them small.
That's right.
Well, it's what's interesting is how this distinguishes even more Burger King from other fast food franchises. Like, this is not Ronald McDonald. This guy Ronald McDonald is light and, helps cancer victims.
And seems sane.
And seems sane. and this guy is really, some kind of psychopath. And I've heard this described as advertising. Mm-hmm. That what you do is you create somebody who is so creepy that people talk about it, and negative attention is better than no attention.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's referred to as scratch.
Yeah,
it just makes it a vivid in your consciousness.
Yeah. And what's more, I think it's really important to point out that Burger King is, I think, the only one of these major fast food franchises that has not jumped on the health food bandwagon, and so is not marketing, granola to teenage girls, and little salads and that kind of thing. Right. And I think that they're just, that they really will kill you if you let them.
Right. That was the metaphor that I got out of it. Is it really, it's you. If you're eating Burger King, it's like you let your family eat Burger King, and as everyone eats Burger King, you're killing them. And so the metaphor couldn't be stronger. I almost wondered if they didn't play around with like an evil clown playing off the Ronald McDonald, because a creepy clown is creepy, and this guy's creepy in the same way, except for then they say, he's you, which is this very odd identification with the player. And the part that I thought was the funniest when they say, did you ever wonder who he was? Well, narcissistically, he goes like this with the mirror, and he looks at himself and he says, it's you. And then it flashes black and white, and it's you all of a sudden. And I thought, is that the juxtaposition that you really want to have? Because most people are creeped out by this guy. But maybe if he sort of becomes part of the self and you feel a little bit more warmth toward him. I was creeped out by it altogether. And there were a couple odd parts in the cartoon. Deforestation, did anyone catch them cutting through the tree? Giant, huge trees. And there's another tree that was falling down.
A woman who passes out when she sees him. I mean, that was also kind of weird. Mm-hmm. So he is Time's Person of the Year. He is you.
Fantastic. Yes.
The story I heard is that Burger King actually found the mask on eBay, that it was some old advertising piece that had been left over, that had been lost.
Oh.
And they actually bought it and made it part of this advertising campaign because it was so striking and so, creepy and noticeable.
Yeah.
I think they're hitting their target market hard. Video game, Burger King.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very effective too. Unfortunately, I don't like it, but I think that people talk about that ad.
Sure.
all
I
the
mean,
time.
effective in selling burgers or
Yeah.
effective in selling the game? That's my
Are you
question.
talking about what's effective is the king, the creepy king?
The creepy
yeah.
I think it, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah,
I think
okay,
that
I
people
would
pay attention to that creep.
absolutely agree with you. I don't know
Yeah.
how many video games it's going to actually sell.
Well,
That's what
I
I'm
think the
sort of-
game is really cheap. And
The game velocity.
Yeah.
The,
It's
probably no
the
fun.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, but then that means people are at Burger King and they're there and they're interested in just even viewing it and just checking out how bad it is. So I'm curious about those numbers. But no, I agree with you. It's obviously a lot of buzz.
Okay, time for our exit question. What would you deliver as the Sneak King, Jim?
I would whisper into the ears of all of our leaders that we need world peace.
Leola?
I would reverse global warming as a sneak king.
Kathleen?
If I were the Sneak King, I'd be delivering Lipitor.
Tim?
All your fears and nightmares, like I think he does in the game.
Subpoenas by the score.
Yeah.
You've been served. That's all we've got time for. Come play with us again next week on Mental Engineering.